It is the first day of school and I'm nervous. I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous. Tired last night, like a different level of tired than I have been in a very long time. Like I'm building relationships with them and oh my gosh, they get sarcasm. Like that is so nice because I am sarcastic all the time and my second graders would just like look at me because they didn't understand it. Back to school teacher brain is a real thing. Good morning, YouTube. It is the first day of school and I'm nervous. I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous. I don't know what it is about the first day. I don't feel like teachers ever are not nervous on the first day of school. At least I don't think I will ever not be nervous on the first day of school. I'm just always worried that there's something that I'm missing. As long as all of my kids go home the correct way today, I'll consider it a successful day. Like as long as they learn one thing on the first day of school, as long as they don't hate me and they make it home the right way, we're good. Now, it has already been a little bit of a rough morning. I got out of the shower, cut my ankle on the shower door and was bleeding all over the floor. Then I ended up, I don't know if you guys can see it, kind of like by my thumb, I ended up burning myself with my curly wand. So hopefully the rest of the day is better than that. I got up at 5:30, which I got into bed at midnight. I probably fell asleep by like 1 because I was nervous. I was thinking a lot. So I'm running on like a little bit less sleep than I would like, but it's currently 7 o'clock. I am getting Dunkin' Donuts. That is my treat to myself for the first day of school. I think I'm gonna get an iced latte and then I'm gonna get to school hopefully by 7:30. Now the kids do not start coming in until 8:55, but I have to be there by 8:05. Normally from 8:05 to 8:55 we have either like collaborative planning or individual planning or like IEP meetings, stuff like that. So I wanted to get there extra early today because I do have some stuff to do. Unfortunately, I don't feel completely ready for the day. Like I feel like I did everything I could to get ready, but at the same time I don't feel ready. But I don't feel like I'm ever gonna feel ready. I always feel like there's stuff that I'm missing or that I need to do. So I want to just get to school, kind of have a slow start to my morning and make sure that I have everything that I need, and I will show you all what I got ready over the weekend. Good morning, how may I help you? Good morning, can I get a medium iced vanilla latte, please? That'll be it. Thank you. There has officially been a casualty of something falling off that I put up on the walls, but it's okay because I used sticky clips. The sticky clip is still up there. All I have to do is slide it back in. You all will notice I have my new teacher bag. It's the exact same style of bag as the one that I had before with the black and white chevron. It is the zip top utility tote from 31, but this year I got it in the gray color because they did not have the black and white, and honestly, I kind of wanted the gray color anyway. I just think it's very simple. And note to self, Michelle, do not put any sauce packets in here because they will explode and ruin your bag not once but twice. One of the things that I made over the weekend are these little like pails. We have to take a lunch count. So how many kids want entree 1, how many kids want entree 2, how many kids want a grab and go lunch, and then how many kids packed their lunch. So these are going to sit over on the counter that is over there, kind of by the pencil sharpener, but I'll show you guys that once I get it all put together. This was an Amazon purchase that happened over the weekend. So this is a clip-on cup holder because if you are anything like me, you get really annoyed when your drinks like sweat all over the table and it makes it all wet. So this just clips on and then it holds your drink right off of that. So if you're interested in this, I will put my affiliate link in the description box. And then these are the file folders that I ordered to go in the black case over there by the door. I don't feel like walking over there right now, but they're really pretty like aqua blue colors, so I will get those put in by the end of the day. I also hoarded all of the Dollar Trees and I got all of these sandwich containers that I could find. I think I ended up getting like 15 of them, maybe 16. I have 2 bags worth. Now I'm probably not going to worry about it this morning, but later after my kids leave for the day, I'll go ahead and get the rest of the fraction towers put in here and figure out how many more I need. And then this is something that I did over the weekend. I prepped a ton of labels because if you guys heard my to-do list last week, it was mostly making labels. So these are some new labels to go in my little mini Sterilite drawer labels here. These are in my TPT store if you're interested. They are editable. So I have the labels for these, which are all of the letters for my letterboard. And then I also have new labels for these just to help match because I changed the font and I wanted it to match. Not that it's a big deal. And then here I have a ton of labels. So block 1, block 2, and homeroom. These are going to be for the 3 Sterilite drawers that are next to each group. So the top drawer will be for my homeroom for their morning work journals. Second drawer will be for my block 1 for like their science and social studies journals. And then the bottom drawer will be for block 2. So I have a ton of copies of those. I have 6 different copies of those for all 6 of my groups. I made a little sign for today's date that's going to go up here on the board above where the date is. And then I made signs to go on these for my turn-in bin. So I have block 1 and block 2, but apparently I was really tired when I made these because I have 2 that say block 1. So I'm gonna have to fix that tonight and make a new one. I made this little homeroom turn-in bin label. This is gonna go right on there like that. I made this one a little bit thinner because this basket isn't quite as deep. And then this is a sign that's gonna go on top of, again, that little black cart kind of thing by the door, whatever you want to call it, that's going to hold graded papers. These are papers that our school has made that I need Bud, our TA, to make copies of. And then these were signs that I made over the weekend. So this is, did you highlight your name on your paper? My team teachers use this system, so we each have a different color. So all the kids in Mrs. Blatzheim's homeroom will highlight their names in yellow. All the students in Miss Lee's homeroom will highlight theirs in pink, and so on. Mine is orange. So we're going to have this hanging by our turn-in bins for our students to remember to highlight their names. And then this is a school-wide incentive system, Cub Cheers. Basically, if your class gets a compliment by another adult in the school, you cannot give them compliments, but if other people give them compliments, you make a tally. And then when they get to 100, they get a prize. And then this is just a little plastic folder that I got at Dollar Tree. It was only $1, so I don't know how long it will last, but for now, I'm using it to hold things like this that I make at home and need to bring to school. And of course, I forgot a couple things. I also had to remake my name tags, or at least some of them, because I had a new student added to my roster for homeroom. And then these are their lunch sticks, so they're going to stay in the bin that says lunch count, and then they will move it to the other bins that I showed you guys. And of course, I'm super picky. I did not want to handwrite their names, so I typed them and taped them on. I literally just keep finding things. I also made all of these labels. It's literally just labels for everything around my room, so I will try to get those put up later after my kids leave as well.
There must be more to life than...
Alright, it's about 8:30. I've just kind of been doing a couple last minute things for the school day. I've been eating my breakfast, which I am just having Greek yogurt, drinking my coffee, and I wanted to show you guys kind of how I do the first week. I like to have PowerPoints and just go through it so I don't forget to say anything. So here I have just my good morning slide. It gives them the directions for what to do when they come in. Then I have a couple talking points about agenda money, notes from home, classroom donations, and then we're going to be going to cultural arts, which is special. So today we have music and PE. We go almost first thing. We have about 15 minutes and then we have to go. So I'm going to quickly go over that. We're going to go over our schedule for cultural arts, and then we're going to talk about hallway expectations because we're going to be going to the hallway first thing. So I always say a 4S line: silent, still, straight, and smiling. And then they have to stop at the paw prints. And I always tell them you guys are the best class. You guys need to show the other classes how to do it. Then we come back from cultural arts and I'm going to tell them a little bit about myself. Definitely something you should do on the first day. Kids love to know about you. So I just tell them some of my favorite things. I tell them about my cats, my hobbies and interests. I tell them about me as a teacher. And then I like to tell them what they can expect from me, and then in return what I expect from them. So they're just pretty simple things, but they're definitely important to tell them straightforward so that your students are aware. Then we go over hand signals, so the bathroom sign, pencil sign, and water sign, because they need to know that ASAP in case they need to use the bathroom. Talk about what to do when leaving the room. They have a sign out sheet that they have to fill out. And then we go over emergency procedures, because I have definitely had fire drills on the first day of school and it's very important that they know what to do first thing. Then we're going to do a little get to know you game. So we're going to play this or that. So basically I split the room into 2 sides. They have to pick one choice and they move to that side of the room, and there's no running. So it's just simple things like dogs or cats, indoors or outdoors, which is worse, bad breath or bad body odor. So just fun little things, and we'll go through some of those. It's a very easy way for students to see what they have in common with other students without feeling like they are put on the spot having to talk about themselves. I know I don't like to do that, so I never want to put my students in that position either. Then we're going to sort our supplies. So we're going to go through what to keep in our pencil case, what to put in the labeled bins that are on the back table, and then we're going to go through and label our composition books and our folders. Then we're going to go over lunch expectations and recess expectations, and then we'll go to lunch and recess. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about behavior expectations. We're going to talk about Cub Kudos, which are their little stamp cards, Cub Cheers, which is a school-wide incentive, and then we're going to talk about group points. I'll talk to you guys about this a little bit later on, kind of what I'm doing for behavior management this year, because I am not using a clip chart anymore, but I am going to be using Class Dojo to give out group points. Then we're going to talk about homework and writing in their agenda book, and we're going to go through and do it together. Then we have these truth lessons and code of conduct lessons that we have to do. They're like mandated, I guess, by the county. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about classroom jobs, and tomorrow morning they're going to have an opportunity to like apply for one if they want it, because I only am going to have like 6 jobs. I might add a couple different ones. I haven't decided yet, but not everyone's going to have a job, so it'll just be something they apply for if they want. Then we're going to do a growth mindset lesson. I'm going to read to them the book Giraffes Can't Dance, and we're going to just talk about like the power of yet. And there also is a Class Dojo video that I'm going to show on it. We'll have a little discussion. Then they're going to come up with an academic goal, and they're going to fill out a little like goal sheet. I'll show you guys that. It's something my team teachers do, and they already had copies for me, so I'm going to use that as well. Then we're going to talk about dear time, because my students do have dear time every day at the end of the day for about 15 minutes. We're going to go over arrival procedures so that my students know what to do the next morning, go over dismissal procedures, and that will be it. And just so you guys can see, I decided to do my PowerPoints a little bit different this year. I am color coding them. So Mondays, all the sides will be pink. Obviously, we're starting on a Tuesday, so there aren't any. Tuesday will be orange, Wednesday will be yellow, Thursday will be green, and Friday will be blue. That way, I will make one big PowerPoint for the entire week, but I can easily see the different days based on the colors. This is the goal sheet that I mentioned that they're going to fill out. Like I said, it's something my team teachers found, so I'm just going with it because right now, don't really have time to be planning a ton of stuff, so they're just going to write their name up there in that square. They're going to come up with an academic goal, and then they're going to draw a picture of themselves achieving the goal. They're going to color it, cut it out, and then we're going to have them hanging up in the hallway for back to school night, which is tomorrow. We do not have a lot of time at all to try to get stuff ready, so we're just trying to keep it super simple. And then just so you can see how I have student desks set up for the first day, I totally forgot to do this over the weekend. I meant to write a letter to them, and I forgot, so I had to quickly just get this all ready this morning. I didn't even worry about it being cute. I literally just typed a letter, but it just kind of tells them like, you know, I can't wait to have a great year with you. And then I asked them a bunch of questions, and they're going to write a letter back to me. So while the other students are coming in, that will be something just to keep them occupied. And I went ahead and gave them a sharpened pencil. That way, if they have pencils but they're not sharpened, not everyone is going to the pencil sharpener. And thank goodness for pencils that you can buy pre-sharpened, because they are a lifesaver. Also wanted to show you guys this. I mentioned this in my Amazon favorites video. This is a wireless presenter. I got mine off of Amazon, and mine is just the Amazon brand. It's super cheap. I will link it for you in the description box, but all you do is you plug in the little like USB piece down there in your computer, and then wirelessly I can just click the button and have the different things on my slideshow show up. So usually when I'm using a PowerPoint, I am nowhere near my desk. I'm walking around my room. So this is super, super easy just to keep in my hand, and then I can use it as I go. Okay, my students are now at Cultural Arts. I have survived the morning so far. Overall, it seems like a really, really good group of kids. They were chatty this morning, but I'm like, it's the first time they've seen each other after the long summer, so I can totally deal with chatty. It is very tight in here. Like, I feel bad. My groups, when they went to stand to do the Pledge of Allegiance, like they couldn't get out of their chairs because they were so close together. So I'm definitely gonna get rid of those 2 tables after we get all of the supplies sorted. So I've been chit-chatting with my team teachers. It's about 9:50-ish, and my students are in Cultural Arts until 10:35, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through the rest of the day through the PowerPoint and make sure that I have everything that I need, because I'm paranoid I forgot something, and then I'll start prepping the PowerPoint for tomorrow. And look at this. The sweetest girl ever gave me this beautiful sunflower this morning. Like, seriously, I'm so lucky, you guys. Okay, I have survived the morning. It is already lunch. I have such a good group, you guys. Like, they're chatty, but it's the first day, so I totally understand with that, and I can totally deal with that. But overall, they seem to be a really good group, so I am counting my blessings so much right now, and I'm excited. Like, I am loving 4th grade so far. They're just so much more independent, and you can actually give directions, and they follow them, and they know how to tie their shoes. It is a beautiful world, my friends. So here for lunch, it's only 25 minutes instead of a half an hour, so I'm gonna eat very quickly. Then we go outside for recess, and then we have to continue with stuff from the morning in the afternoon because we did not get all of our supplies labeled. It took us way, way longer than I thought, but it's okay. We will get it all done. I'm having a great day, and I'm excited. Like, my nervousness has worn off. I'm now just loving it, and I'm excited. All right, I survived until the end of the day, and I don't know why, but the first day always flies by. And actually, I do know why. It's because you have a million things going on. But before I knew it, it was like 3:20. I was like, we need to get packed up and get ready for the end of the day. Overall, I'm in love. Like, my class is really, really good. My homeroom class, like, knock on wood that doesn't change, but they're all like amazing, and they follow directions and they talk, but I'm like, you know what? I can totally handle that. Like, I like to talk too. It's all good. Overall, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm loving my class, and I'm just looking forward to a great year. Now, it is already 5:10 because my team teachers and I went into one of the classrooms, and we were all just talking after dismissal, which dismissal ended around 4 o'clock. It took about 20 minutes, but we were in there talking for like an hour, so It's now about 5:10. I have quite a few things I need to get done before I leave here for the day, but then I'm gonna go home and I'm going to relax, and actually I have a video to edit, so I'm gonna go ahead and get working.
Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from him, send with me tonight. I run away. I run away. I run away. I run away. Trying to find our place in this world. We'll never.
I am in the process of changing out the labels on these mini Sterilite drawers, so I wanted to show you all how I do it. You can see this one I just changed out, so now it has nurse notes, cup kudos, and stickers. First of all, one tip for you guys: if your labels are printing out too small and they're not taking up the entire space in the drawer, like you can see my label literally takes up the entire drawer, you may have to play with your printing settings. All printers are different, so you might have to increase it over like 100% scale. Personally, I printed these at 107% scale, so just play with yours, figure out what that magic number is so it takes up all of the space. Or if your printer will print if your printer will print borderless, if you print it out borderless and you print it like full scale, full size, they will automatically fit within the drawer. So then for attaching them, I put double-sided sticky tape. So this is permanent double-sided tape from Scotch, and I put 3 pieces on the front of the label, so 1 in the middle and then 1 on each side, and then I just lift up the drawer and I kind of slide it in there, and you'll see I'm kind of bending it backwards because I don't want it to stick until I have it all the way in there, and then I just press it in each of those 3 spots and I'm good to go. One thing I did get done during my planning time is getting these blue bins labeled, so I have 6 of them down here on the bottom shelf of this bookshelf. The first 2 are for math, so it has themes 1 and 2 and then themes 3 and 4, and it just continues. Next 2 are science and the last 2 are social studies. I'm going to use these to hold my I can statements, so I will have all of the theme 1 I can statements together on a book ring, and then they will just, here, let it adjust to the white balance, hold on. Okay, there we go. So they will all be together on a book ring like this, and I'll be able to hang them up and then just take them off and flip them to the next day. And when I'm ready to change themes, I will just put them back down here in the bucket and grab the next one that I need. And a quick tip for you guys, I'm currently in the process of hole punching a lot of these labels to hang on baskets, and one of my favorite ways to do that is with book rings. These are, I think they're like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, I don't know, I'll have to check, but I will link them for you in the description box. I have a whole bunch of these little teeny tiny ones, and then I just hang them on the basket like that. But this is my tip for you guys. This little tiny hole puncher, it's just a single hole puncher, came from Walmart. It was literally less than $1. I think it was like 98 cents, but it is the best hole puncher in the world because it's one of like the easy effort ones, so you barely have to press down at all and it will punch through laminated cardstock with ease.
Of a cliff, realize there must be more.
And just so you guys can see how strong this blue poster putty is, I have had that holding those labels onto these containers for over 2 years, and I still had to like pry them off. So I definitely recommend this putty. It's super cheap. You can get it from Walmart for a couple dollars. If not, I will link it for you guys in the description box, but I highly recommend it. You can use it to attach labels and you can use it to attach stuff to the walls.
Run away, yeah.
So first of all, let's start with what I did not get accomplished. I did not get these new labels put on the rainbow cart. These are labels for those iris scrapbooking containers that are in one of my cabinets that have books, and then these are labels for some of the iris containers that have like random supplies in them. I did not get those put on. However, I did get these rainbow little containers, whatever they are, down here labeled. I got this one right here labeled, and I got my new block 1 and block 2 labeled. Tonight, I'm gonna change this sign into a 4x6 6. That way I can fit it in this little plastic frame from Dollar Tree, and it will sit right next to the 2 turn-in bins. I got these 2 bins labeled with papers to go home and Wednesday folders. So their Wednesday folders will take home graded work, and then the papers to go home will be things that have to go home in their communication folder, basically like a take-home folder. But I'm going to put them in this bin. That way each day before we leave, I can just quickly check the bin if there's anything in there to go home. I got my hanging file folders put in this file crate, and I got it labeled with my little label that says graded papers. And I got this cart labeled with all of my labels for like graded work. So all of the graded papers that need to get sorted will go in here. All of my homeroom papers will go in here because it'll be both papers from me and from the other blocks. They'll end up going in here. All of the 3 other rooms, and then class rosters. And then since I got the supplies put away, I was able to put these 3 bins back on my desk. So this one will be for box tops that students turn in. This is for our cubby of the week. It's like a nomination of a student who's been doing really, really well that week, and then counselor forms. And then I kind of already showed you, but just so you can see the finished product, I changed the labels on this small mini Sterilite drawer system and this one as well. It is about 6:45 and I'm really hot and sweaty, so I'm gonna get out of here. I am gonna try to bring in a fan tomorrow because it was very miserable in my room today, and even my kids were like, can you bring in a fan? So I'm gonna take one from home and just bring it in because it is very, very hot in my room. I didn't get everything done, like things that I made over the weekend. I didn't get all my labels put up. I didn't get all of the fraction towers put in the sandwich containers, but it's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be done today, and I'm ready to get out of here. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go home and eat dinner, make sure that I have everything together for tomorrow, which I didn't even get through everything I had for today, so that shouldn't take long at all because a lot of stuff is gonna carry over. And then I have editing to do because my mail haul video was supposed to go up today. I did not have time to get it edited last night because I was working until midnight, and I need to get it edited today so that it's out of the way because tomorrow night is back to school night and I'm gonna be here very, very late.
Now, to help keep your personal information safe, get your free dark web.
Good time. Did you leave late?
Okay, PSA. I am sitting down to try to edit. It's like 9:53. I think I sat down and started importing footage at like 9:30. Social media person, I don't know, whatever you call it, second. So I'm putting my class first and I'm putting myself first. And right now this is what I need. So I'm gonna get what I can done and I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna know that it's okay because it'll get done and it will be up before the end of the week. And it's so, y'all, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna leave it there. You know what I'm trying to say. I am packing my lunch before I go to bed. That way I don't have to worry about it in the morning. And I thought I would just quickly show you guys what I am taking. So I have a Light and Fit Greek yogurt. This will be for breakfast. It's just really easy to grab and eat at school. I have an apple to eat when my students go to cultural arts. Then for the main part of my lunch, I have this little like tuna snack kit. I love these because they're really easy just to grab and throw in a lunch, and they don't have to be refrigerated, which is awesome. And they're not like horrible for you. I know they're not the healthiest thing, but it could be a lot worse. I could be eating Chef Boyardee if we're being honest with ourselves. And then I always like to have something like salty to kind of munch on, so I just have a 100-calorie pack of pretzels. The main reason I buy these is because they are already prepackaged and I am too lazy to take a bag of pretzels and like divide them into little bags because I just do not have time right now. And then finally I have a Laura bar kind of as a dessert and sweet treat to have at the end of the day. Good morning, YouTube. I got into bed at 10:30 last night, which any of you who have been watching my vlogs for a while know that that is like almost a record for me. I never go to bed that early, but I was so tired last night, like a different level of tired than I have been in a very long time. Like my entire body was just exhausted. So I got into bed at 10:30. I think I fell asleep by like 11:30, which is really good for me. And I still hit snooze from 5:30 until 6:15 because I was just so tired. But it's okay. I got up at 6:15. I got ready. It's now like 7:20. I am leaving. I was planning on leaving by 7:30. So since I'm, no, I was gonna say since I'm leaving by 7:20, I can go get Dunkin' Donuts, but I have to carry in a big fan to my classroom because it is so hot in there. My poor kids yesterday were like begging me. They're like, can you get a fan tonight to bring in? Because it was so hot. So since I have to carry that in, I don't think I want to have Dunkin' Donuts because I don't want to put it in my new bag and have it leak everywhere because I'm trying to prevent that from happening with this bag because my old bag was disgusting. And ignore this like box in my backseat. It is full of stuff to give to one of my old team teachers that I don't need anymore. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get to school because when I was laying in bed last night, I was like, oh crap, I need to print out like a job application for my students to fill out if they are interested in one of the classroom jobs, and I didn't do that. So I got to school and the first thing I did was go ahead on TPT and try to find a classroom job application, and I messed up when I printed it because instead of just printing the single page I needed, I printed the entire packet 30 times, but that's okay. This is the page that I am using. So it was editable. I was able just to go in and type up the job. So I'm just gonna have a few jobs in my classroom because I don't really need to come up with like 30 different jobs so that everyone can have one. So I'm just gonna have my lunch count person who will help make sure that all of the sticks were put into the lunch count, and then they will fill out the form and take it to the cafeteria. My messenger will take things to the office or other teachers when needed. My librarian will help make sure that all of the books are like straight and in order. My mailman will, I cannot talk, you guys. The mailman will sort all of the graded papers. The custodian will help like sweep up the classroom or anything else when needed. Substitute will fill in for anyone who is absent, and then teacher's assistant does basically whatever I want them to do. So both of these will be on their desk this morning for like their morning work. The classroom job application is optional. They only have to fill it out if they want to apply for a job, and then they're going to work on this, like a few things about me page. One of my team teachers found it on TPT. It's both front and back. They probably won't finish it all today, but that's okay because I can have it continue into tomorrow. And then we did not get to this yesterday. Honestly, most of what we're doing today is stuff that we didn't get to yesterday. So my planning last night was super easy. We're going to read Giraffes Can't Dance to start to talk about growth mindset. We're going to watch a growth mindset video on Class Dojo, and then they're going to fill out this banner, which I think I showed you guys yesterday. We never got to it. And then this is the fan that I brought in. I had actually gotten this for Billy for like Christmas a couple of years ago. We're kind of lame, you guys. He wanted a fan, so I got him a fan. But now we have ceiling fans in our townhouse, so we don't really need it. So I took it and I brought it into my classroom because that's a totally normal thing to do.
Forget the past, but what counts is our brand new start. Even if it hurts me or I get scared, just come take this risk now. We'll be prepared. I run away. I run away. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. The secret's there, hidden everywhere. Just you and I run away.
So I've just been around my room like labeling stuff, and the librarian came in and I was talking to her, and then she leaves and I look down. Do you guys see all of this dirt on my blazer? Like, talk about making a good first impression. All right, it is now the end of my planning time. I met for basically the entire time with my other team teacher who also teaches math, science, and social studies, and we just mapped out what we were doing next week. So I feel much better now. It's probably gonna take a couple of weeks of planning with like this new curriculum to kind of get used to it, but I feel good. Like there's so much more curriculum and so many more like options and supplemental materials here than I had before. So like it is now lunchtime and I actually got through everything I had planned for this morning, which is a miracle. I finally feel like I'm starting to get into the swing of things, which is really nice. And you guys, I'm in love with my homeroom class. Like they are amazing and they all like each other and they get along and they're nice to each other and like they follow directions and they listen, and oh my gosh, it's like an entirely different world. Like I am loving this. Like I finally feel like, you know, this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what I envision teaching. Like I'm actually teaching. I'm not just disciplining, and like I'm building relationships with them, and oh my gosh, they get sarcasm. Like that is so nice because I am sarcastic all the time and my second graders would just like look at me because I didn't understand it. But fourth graders get sarcasm. Like this is literally the best thing in the entire world. Like I'm in such a good mood, and I already noticed it last night when I went home. Like last year, almost every day I would just come home in a bad mood, and I felt bad for Billy because like he had to deal with it. And this year I come home and I'm like, I'm excited. Like I actually want to get up and go to work the next day, and I'm just so thankful right now. Like I really am. I need to scarf down my lunch because we only have 25 minutes and now I'm down to like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna hurry up and eat, but I will catch back up with you guys later on. So of course now I sit down to vlog and I'm like, great, I have makeup all over my eyes. Oh, you guys, it is after 9 o'clock and I'm literally like just getting home and sitting down for the first time today. And I know it's been a while since I vlogged. I think the last time I vlogged it was like lunchtime, and now like a ridiculous number of hours have gone. Hi. Thanks, Luna. Okay, we're just gonna continue and pretend there's not an animal walking in front of the camera. I know a long time has gone by since I vlogged, but it just got very, very busy. But I'm in a good mood. Like normally, days like this, I used to get home and I'm just like I don't want to get up tomorrow, but I don't feel like that. Like I'm excited, like I want to go back and see my kids. So let me just kind of back up for a minute and tell you what has transpired since the last time I vlogged. All right, so after lunch, I'm sorry, I'm just looking in like the viewfinder like, oh my gosh, Michelle, you're a hot mess, pull yourself together. After lunch, we had indoor recess because it was pouring down rain. Now before with second graders, indoor recess was like cringeworthy. I was like, oh, indoor recess. But I loved it with my fourth graders. Like first of all, they were really excited about the stuff that I had. So I have like Legos and Lincoln Logs and Jenga blocks and like all the the restaurant stuff. And like they were like, you're the best teacher ever. Like they were so excited. So that made me really happy. And they played together nicely. This is newfound territory for me. Like they just played and they were nice to each other and like they all just went off and had their little groups and oh my gosh. I'm in love, you guys. Anyway, so then after recess, we talked about growth mindset and I read them the Giraffes Can't Dance book. We talked about it. I showed them the Class Dojo video. We talked about it. And then they filled out their little banner, which thankfully my TA was able to get them all like hole punched and strung together on string because after school, my team teachers and I had to hang them in the hallway. So dismissal ended at like 4, which was pouring down rain. And for dismissal, we have to go out, like we're each responsible for a different group of kids and we have to walk them and we have to stand outside until they're gone. Now thankfully today, because it was raining so hard, we kind of kept them in until like the last possible second, but I have ordered rain boots and I'm gonna keep them in my classroom because I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the rain. But anyway, so dismissal ended, I don't know, it was like 4, probably 15 by the time I got back to like my room. My team teacher and I were kind of talking. We strung up all of the banners in the hallway just kind of for back to school night. I think I told you guys that tonight was back to school night. I don't even know because back to school teacher brain is a real thing that I'm experiencing right now. So I'm sorry if I didn't mention it, but tonight was open house, back to school night, whatever you want to call it. So we got all of the banners hung up and then the school provided dinner, which I was like, this is amazing. The school provided dinner. There's a local, well not local, I guess it's a chain place. I think Nando's Peri Peri, if that's how it's pronounced. I don't know if it is. They provided that and like Chick-fil-A, like sweet tea and lemonade and everything. So we got a plate of food. My team teachers and I ate together with the exception of one of them. She was at a master's class tonight. We kind of got ourselves ready with like the PowerPoints and everything and we split into 2 rooms. So I was with my other team teacher who teaches reading and like language arts writing, and then the other math, science, and social studies teacher was with the other reading and writing teacher, and we just combined into rooms, did the presentation. So back to school started at 6:30 and they did a presentation in the gym. Is that where we were? Cafeteria somewhere? I don't know. I don't remember even where we were. I think we were in the cafeteria. So we did a little presentation and like they introduced all of us and all that. And then we go back to our rooms, kind of waited for the parents to come. And then we did 2 different sessions just to kind of help with any parents that have kids in multiple grade levels. So we did our presentation and then people left, more people came in. We did the exact same presentation again, kind of chit chatted with some parents afterwards, but I have an amazing group of parents this year. Like I'm so lucky. I'm lucky all across the board. But anyway, talked with them, they left, and then our principal and like admin actually kicked us out of the school. Like at first we thought they were joking. They came over the loudspeaker and they're like, all teachers like report to the front, we're locking up. And we thought they were joking. We thought they were doing that to help get like the parents out of the school, but they weren't. Like they were serious, they were locking up. So I wanted to stay and get some more stuff done in my classroom, but I couldn't because I was kicked out. It was like 7:45. So I left and I came home, but I called my parents on the way home and I ended up talking to them for like an hour and I was just kind of sitting in my car while I finished up the conversation, came in, and it's now like 9 o'clock. So I am just now starting to collect my thoughts from the day. Even though I did eat, that was at like 4:45. So I'm kind of hungry again. I want to have second dinner and I need to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. Like I have a rough outline, but I just kind of want to plan it a little bit better, fill out my little like PowerPoint that I use every day. I need to get editing done and I don't think that's gonna happen tonight, you guys. I'm so sorry. Like I'm trying to manage it all and I'm trying to balance it all, but like I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard right now because I also have some labels and stuff that I want to make for my classroom because I want to film my classroom tour on Friday so I can have that up for you guys, and I feel like that's priority over like this mail haul video. So I think I'm gonna spend tonight getting everything ready for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna work on making some labels. So I'm gonna go work on that because I'm really tired and I don't want to be up like super late tonight. So I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. I'll kind of show you what I got done throughout the day, like in the afternoon when my students were working on stuff. I got some more stuff labeled, so I will show you guys that in the morning. For now, I'm gonna go work and go to bed. I mentioned to you guys that I ordered boots for when I have to stand out in the rain for dismissal, and I ended up treating myself to hunter boots, which I have wanted for such a long time, but they're expensive. I'm not gonna lie, they're really expensive. And I was like, I cannot pay like $100 for rain boots. That's insane. But I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be standing out in the rain, like I wanna look cute doing it and I wanna have cute boots. So I consider this an investment. Like if I'm gonna be at this school for several years, I'm gonna be standing in the rain for dismissal, I'm gonna get cute shoes to do it in. So I did invest in a pair of hunter rain boots. I will link the ones down below that I got. They're just like the original gloss rain boot. I went with the high ones. So I just have like the black kind of shiny ones. Very basic, but I thought they were cute and I don't know, I'm happy about it. So now I'm gonna take these to my classroom and leave them in there for the next day that it is pouring down rain. Okay, you guys, story time. I feel like I always have a story. I vlogged myself walking out of the townhouse. I vlogged Luna in the window. I walked to my car. I get in my car and I go to vlog and my camera is just it's not working and I don't know what happened. I didn't drop it. I swear I didn't drop it because I know I have done that before, but it's almost like the lens, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but like the lens is partially like out and it won't go back in. And when I turn it on, here, let me show you guys. Okay, I get this like message, cannot attach lens properly, and I don't know what happened because I didn't do anything to it. Like I held it in my hand, walked to my car, got in my car, and suddenly it's not working. And I've tried taking off the lens, putting it back on, I've tried zooming out and zooming in, I've tried turning it on and off, and nothing is working. So I guess all my good luck that I've been having this week where I've just been like enjoying my life suddenly is not the case anymore, but it's okay. I'm gonna try vlogging on my phone today, which I don't usually do, so I don't know how I feel about this. Actually, I will tell you how I feel about this. I don't like it because I just filmed this entire clip. I talked for like 4 minutes and then I went to watch it back. I had the wrong camera going. I had the front camera going, so I filmed my windshield for that entire length of time. But that brings me to my next point. I am utterly exhausted. I'm not even gonna say I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like that. I think tired and exhausted are two different things, and I'm definitely exhausted. Like I don't remember the last time that I was this tired. And hopefully it doesn't seem like it, but I am. And it's more just my body as a whole is just drained, and I'm really struggling to be productive right now. And that's not like me. Like usually it's really easy for me to be productive, and today I'm just like like I'm not feeling it at all. And I get it because I've been getting up really early every morning and I've been having long days. Like yesterday I was at school for 12 hours. That is insane. So no wonder, like I get home at 9 o'clock, I eat second dinner, which I had soup. I got my stuff ready for today, and then I made a couple of labels, and like that was it. My body was like, Michelle, you're done. Stop doing this to me. Go to bed. So I went to bed at like midnight. Not horrible. I got up at 5:45, which is earlier than I wanted to get up. That's okay. I don't know. I'm just very exhausted. And if you're not a teacher, probably don't understand, and you're probably like, wow, she complains a lot. Talk to any teacher after the first week of school and I promise they will tell you the same thing. Like usually I don't complain, or at least I try not to complain about like just how much I work and being exhausted, but this week I'm like, I'm just so wiped. But I'm excited. Like I'm excited to see my class. I feel like I'm really starting to build those relationships, and like that's my focus this year. I really want to do that, and I feel like it's happening. Like yesterday during dismissal, so our kids kind of go to different rooms for dismissal. Like I take B-door walkers, and I take the open door, which is like an after school program, and I take van riders. And so I had a mix of kids. One of the kids from like my homeroom was in there, and I overheard him talking to another room. He's like, talking to another room. Oh my gosh, you guys. I overheard him talking to another kid, and he was like, yeah, you need to hope you get Miss Ferré for one of your blocks. Like she's so cool. And it makes you feel good, even though kids always say that about their teacher. Like they're always like, oh, you're the best teacher I've ever had. Like I had a girl and she's like, you're the best teacher. Like out of all of my teachers, you're the best one I've ever had. And I know they say that to all their teachers. Like I'm fully aware, but still, like it's really nice to hear that. So I'm gonna go get Dunkin' Donuts coffee because I did not get any yesterday, and that was a very big mistake. And then I'm gonna get to school and I'm gonna show you my classroom because I did not vlog yesterday for like half of the day because I got so busy, and I made a pretty big like change within the room, or at least a big change for a classroom. And I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of progress that I did make with making labels. I'm gonna be there late tonight because I want my classroom done. Like, I want all the labels done. I want everything as organized as possible so that next week when I start curriculum, I can focus on that rather than focusing on my classroom. And I need to film my classroom tour on Friday. So I'm gonna get going, and once I get there, I'll show you what progress I've made. Yeah, remember how I said I was really tired? Totally missed my turn and ended up at a dead end. You guys, send help or caffeine or both. Can I get a medium iced coffee with the pumpkin flavor and cream, please?
Okay, that'll be all.
Yep, that'll be it.
Okay, please.
Thank you. So I walk into my room and you could tell that it was a very busy day yesterday because I still have my Coke Zero sitting here that I did not finish, and I always finish it, so you know that I was busy if I did not finish drinking my vanilla Coke Zero. So this is kind of awkward. I'm not used to vlogging on my phone whatsoever, and I wanted to show you guys, like, those of you who think that I'm really good at balancing everything, I was going to show you that I have 37 unread text messages. 37, because I've just been neglecting, like, even going on my phone because I haven't had time this week. But then I realized I can't vlog about that because I need my phone to vlog. So this is going to take some getting used to. So I told you guys I had a pretty big change in my classroom, and this is what I'm talking about. I got rid of a table. Not that that's like a huge change or anything, but my poor kids, like especially in these back three groups, they went to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance on Tuesday and they could not get out of their chairs. Like, they could not even scoot back because they were so close together, and I was like, okay, you guys, this is not okay. So I got rid of one of the tables. They were in an L shape, and all of the upper elementary teachers are supposed to have that, but our principal did give us permission to get rid of them because we have such high numbers this year. So I got rid of one. I don't want to get rid of both of my tables because I feel like I do need a table. Like, I feel like there's just so many opportunities where I need it, like if I'm working with a small group of students, or even if I'm just working on like making an anchor chart or something, I feel like I need a table. So I got rid of the one over on the side, so I was able to push this one over and kind of back so it's more out of the way, and I was able to spread out these back three groups, and that helped a lot for those. Like, those are pretty good now. These front groups are still a little close. I don't know how you could, like, on the camera it doesn't look as close as it does in person, especially when like there's two fourth graders sitting there. So they're still a little crammed up in the front. I thought about combining, and instead of having 6 groups, having 5, so like 3 in the back, 2 up here, but I feel like there are going to be so many kids at a group, and I might not even have enough room like from here to that back wall to be able to do that many kids. So I don't know. It's a work in progress, but taking away that table for now did really help. And just to show you guys, how cool is this? So I have my 5 like little stools that I got from IKEA. They were only like $5 a piece, and when I stacked them, they perfectly fit under the table. Like, it is the little things, you guys, that made me so happy. Also, another little thing, all of the new teachers got called up to admin yesterday, and we got to pick out like spirit wear. So they said we could take a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, and I'm that person that took a sweatshirt. I was like, you know what, if you're gonna offer it to me, like, I'm gonna take it. But then I thought about it, and my room is so hot. Like, when am I ever gonna wear this? Because it's like 80 degrees in my room every single day. But that's okay, I got a free sweatshirt. So I go to show you guys like my newly labeled stuff, and I come in to find this label from the front of this bin has completely fallen off, and the label for that bin is literally nowhere to be found. Like, it's nowhere. I even checked underneath of this little bookshelf and it's not there, so no idea where that went, but I will have to make a new one and put it on there. I did get all of my recess bins labeled, and I feel much better now, and I think it looks really good. We did have indoor recess yesterday, and my kids did a really good job of putting everything away neatly. Like, this is exactly how it looked when they put it away. Like, I have not touched anything, so I'm really proud of them for that. And just a funny story, so this like bowling set is in here now. I had it in this container, and when I opened up this cabinet to show my kids like the recess games, they were like, oh, you have bowling? And I was like, oh, that's kind of for math, but okay, like, I'll get it out. And I mean, it's not doing it any good like just sitting in there. I honestly haven't used it as much as I thought I would, so I was like, what the heck, I'll just throw it into the recess stuff and let them use it, and they really enjoyed it. And then I also got these bins all labeled along with all the bins that are in here that have a lot of like STEM type of supplies that still need to clean out down here, but it's coming together. So these are just some of the random labels that I made last night. This is for like the lunch count thing because I totally neglected to make a label for the salad choice, and then page protectors, hanging files, notebooks, lamination, folders, file folders, and real-outs. These are all for some of like the flat Sterilite containers, some of the bigger ones that I have in my one cabinet, although I'm totally gonna have to make more tonight. Some of them are empty and like I don't have anything in them yet, so I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna use them for and then make the labels. This is a replacement label for those turn-in bins like over there because I completely lost the one. This is for the label for their like Sterilite drawers that are next to their groups because I accidentally made 2 that said black 1 instead of having one that said black 2. This is for that little blue like caddy that's over there on top of the air vent. And then these, oh my goodness, Michelle, English. These are for that little white like 3-drawer unit. So just to keep over by my small group table, nurse notes, again, some band-aids, and then just any small supplies. Basically, I want stuff there by the table so that I don't have to keep running over to my desk whenever I need something. So the next thing I'm working on is picking out my classroom jobs because I totally left their job applications here last night and forgot to do it last night. So I'm now going through and I'm reading their applications. Oh my gosh, they're cracking me up. But I just wanted to show you guys, I kind of sorted them into piles. So I looked at their first choice and I separated them by the jobs. So like for my substitute, I only had one kid who wanted to be the substitute. I've done every job on the list before and I would love to fill in for anyone else. So I gave that student substitute, and you'll see I just put a yellow star next to it. That way when it's time for me to pick jobs again for the second marking period, I will know who has already had a job, what job they had, and that way throughout the year I can try to give everyone an opportunity. And like this one, this student, they wanted to be the messenger. There only were 2 students who wanted to be a messenger, but I just loved his explanation. I should be a messenger because I'm quiet in the hall and I'm quick, but I don't run. Forgot to show this to you guys yesterday. I had a little girl walk in first thing in the morning and she gave me this little like desk pad of sticky notes. It's the little things, you guys, seriously. So I reattached these labels, and this time I just used like clear transparent tape. We'll see if that holds. But I went down here to adjust these buckets because they were crooked, and I found where the block 2 label went. One thing I did get accomplished this morning while my students were on Chromebooks, so we just went over like the expectations for Chromebooks, and then you can see all of them at their seats. I got an anchor chart prepped for this afternoon. We're still talking about growth mindset. We're going to talk about it all week, and I wanted to have an anchor chart to kind of model like growth mindset talk, so kind of rewording things that we usually say, like I give up, this is too hard, and so on. So I just kind of did the bare bones of it, and then we will do it together in the afternoon. Probably by far the ugliest anchor chart I've ever made, but I'm like, you know what, I don't care about it being pretty. Like the kids don't care, it's colorful enough, like as long as they get the message, that's all that matters. But I did get that done, so that's one less thing I have to do this afternoon. I also got my speakers fixed, so we are super fortunate to have these speakers up in the ceiling, so whenever we are playing like a video or music or whatever, they will come through the speakers, which is awesome. But mine was not working, and mine was actually coming through just like the CPU unit, and it was not very loud at all. My poor kids yesterday were trying to watch a growth mindset video and they could not hear it, but I finally figured out how to fix it. I just had to move one of the cables around, so I feel accomplished for the day. So it is now lunchtime, but my lunch vlogs this year are going to be short because we only have 25 minutes for lunch, and I'm used to having a half an hour. So by the time I end up vlogging, I'm down to like 15 to 20 minutes left to eat, and eating is one of my favorite things to do, so I do enjoy that, and I want to make sure that I get to eat my lunch. Overall though, the morning has been fantastic. My students did pretty good at the assembly, like way better than second graders. I mean, they're able to like sit longer, and compared to some of their classes, like I think they did a really good job, so I'm proud of them for that. They earned 2 cub cheers on the way. They got one from our reading teacher, and they, sorry, hair in my face, and they got one from our vice principal, so I was like, I'll take it. Came back, we did a little game where my students had to get into a silent line. So they could not talk at all. They had to get in line based on height. So they did shortest to tallest, and then they did based on birthday. So the earliest birthday to the latest birthday. And then they did by alphabetical order by their first names. So it just helped them to figure out like how to communicate without actually talking. It helped to build teamwork, and they actually really enjoyed it, and they did a good job with it. So we did that, and then we did a code of conduct. No, we did a truth lesson. We did a truth lesson, and it was on like making mistakes and how they're not a bad thing. And that actually plays perfectly into what we are talking about this afternoon with growth mindset. So that worked out really well. Then they went on Chromebooks, and they're going to be on Chromebooks when we come back from recess for about another 10 minutes. And then we're going to work on growth mindset set for pretty much the rest of the afternoon. Then we are going to do our deer time early. Typically we have deer time at the end of the day, but instead we're going to push it up and we're going to go outside and we're going to do a human knot. So that's where we have our students, like, they get all tangled up and they have to hold hands with each other and they're like in a big knot and they have to untangle themselves and get into a circle without letting go of any of the hands. It's always really, really fun. I did it with my second graders and they really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to see how my fourth graders do with it, especially with this big of like a class. I'm gonna have just a huge cluster, but hopefully they can figure it out and I will enjoy watching them. So I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch because I am starving. Good news is the hot glue actually held these labels on all day, so fingers crossed they can stay on there the rest of the year. It is now after school. Overall, the afternoon was pretty good. We did a lot on growth mindset. You know, we watched videos and we read a book and we discussed it. We made an anchor chart and all that. And then we actually had time left at like the very end because we were gonna start deer time at like 3 o'clock, but it was like 2:45 and I was like, okay, we have 15 minutes. So we ended up playing like the telephone game where you get in a big circle and someone starts and they whisper something in someone's ear and it goes all the way around, and then you check to see if the two things are the same or if it got mixed up somewhere along the way, and they really enjoyed that. We had our deer time and then we went outside to do the human knot. It did not go as successfully as I thought that it would. It was kind of a hot mess. So I split my class up into boys and girls. I was like, it's gonna be a competition, but I had way more girls than boys. And I didn't really realize that until like I got out there and I put them in girls versus boys. My poor girls, like they tried so hard, but they just could not get there because there were so many of them. And then my boys, there were only a couple of them, but like they ended up just in this huge knot, which I know is the whole point, but I had to stop them and be like, all right guys, you need to restart because you're a hot mess. And then they restarted and they got it, but they ended up, instead of one big circle, they had like two interlocking circles. And I figured out, I was like, there's no way they're gonna end up in one big circle. So I stopped them. I was like, you guys are good. They started to get frustrated. Like the boys were kind of bragging and the girls were like, well, that's not fair. Miss Ferré helped you. And so when we came back to the class, we only had like a minute or two until dismissal, but I just talked to them. I was like, guys, we need to work on this tomorrow. So we're gonna have some more team building activities tomorrow and I'm hoping that we can like work on it. But overall, really good day. I am tired. Like I just sat down in my chair and I was like, oh, I'm just tired. But I have a lot that I need to get done here before I leave, and then I'm gonna have to go out tonight and get a new camera because I am not enjoying vlogging on my phone whatsoever. And I kind of forgot that my camera broke until I sat down and I was like, great. And I checked it. I was like, maybe it's working after sitting there all day. No, it's still not working. The lens is just like jammed. Like I said, I don't think there's anything I can do. And this is the second lens that I've bought for this camera, and I really don't want to buy another one. So I think I'm just going to upgrade. I was actually planning on upgrading to a new camera soon. So now is the time. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to go get that tonight. So I need to get busy around my classroom. So I'm just sitting here at my desk, like working on some labels, eating an apple, and I just so happened to look over. You guys, can we look at these two students' desks? Like that is literally every teacher's dream. I know it's the only third day of school, so like they have plenty of time to mess it up, but seriously, like look at this, you guys. I am so impressed. Okay, we're gonna do some like vlogging while I'm walking around my room trying to clean stuff up because I just called Billy and I proposed the idea to him of us going to Annapolis tonight because I need to go to Best Buy because I need to get a new vlogging camera because my camera is shot, and I've already bought a lens for it before and I really don't want to buy another lens and like have something happen to it in a couple months. And I was planning on upgrading vlogging camera soon anyway, and I have no idea if I'm even like in the screen right now because I have no like flip camera, and I could use the front camera on my phone, but it's not as good quality as the back camera. I'm trying to like look around. Why is this in the sink? Do you guys see this? Like, this is what happens when I go around and I'm trying to like clean up. I'm just gonna put it here for now. I don't even know why it's there, but just to quickly show you guys, I took off all of the labels from all the bins. I made new labels, but I could not print them because I don't have cardstock here. So I need to get cardstock tonight, print them, laminate them, and I will tape them on tomorrow. But I did get some of the labels put on here earlier. I made the other ones, but again, I have to print them out tonight. I organized this just a little bit. I put a little hook there for my like duster. I'm trying to do this really quick because I told Billy I was leaving and that was kind of a lie. So down here, I cleaned this out. Well, actually, I just moved it up here. That's not really cleaning it out. But I put my students' extra highlighters and post-it notes in here. And then the rest of their extra supplies is in here at the bottom and the top. Let's see. I need to move those colored bins back over there because I moved them because I was gonna put something else there and then I changed my mind again. I need to finish going through and sorting these, but I need to get more sandwich containers. So yeah, this is a box of stuff that I need to like go through and sort, but I don't think I can do that tonight because Billy's gonna be mad at me if I don't get home in like 10 minutes. So, oh shoot, I need my flash drive. Sorry, I don't even know if this counts as like vlogging. I'm just kind of taking you guys around with me as I pack up my stuff. Overall, I feel like I've been really productive. I have a lot to do tonight, and I know I say that like every night, but I really have a lot to do tonight because, I need to print all that stuff. I need to get stuff ready for tomorrow. We are switching blocks for the first time tomorrow, so I need to just figure out like what I am doing with my 2 blocks. I mean, I kind of know, but I need to set up like the PowerPoint and everything. Yeah, I need to go to the store and get some like candy for a team building activity we're going to do tomorrow. I'm zippering this with one hand. Hold on. It's really difficult. Oh, this is like the worst vlogging I've ever done, you guys. This is like my to-do list. Bye, have a good night, Robin. This is my to-do list I need to take home with me. And yeah, I think I'm good to go. I just need to grab my stuff and get out of here. So I'm picking up Billy so we can go to Best Buy, but I just want to show you guys, remember that Coke that I had left over from yesterday? I'm still drinking it. Okay, several $100s later, I have a new vlogging camera. So I am kind of done with Sony. I know Sony's actually pretty decent for cameras, but I'm a Canon person, and my sit-down camera is a Canon, and I love it, and I haven't had any difficulty with it, and I've had it with this this Sony. I know some people said I could like send it in to get repaired, but honestly, I don't have time for that, and I've already replaced the lens before. I don't want to go through it again, so I ended up getting the Canon GX7 Mark II, which I have wanted for a very long time. I've heard great things about it. I'm going to continue vlogging with my phone for tonight just for convenience, and then I'll get this all set up, and tomorrow you guys can tell me whether or not the quality is any better, how you guys like it, and we'll see the difference. So I went in for some like jars and a little organizer. Billy got chocolate checks, and we got a memory foam kitchen mat because that's what everyone needs on a Thursday night at 9 o'clock. So I come down to the basement because I need to do some laminating, and I find these popsicle sticks because apparently over the weekend in my head I thought that it was a good idea to paint popsicle sticks. So basically I'm kind of assigning like a color to each one of my classes. So orange is my homeroom class because all the team teachers talked about it, and my homeroom class is going to highlight all of their papers in orange. So I decided to stick orange with my homeroom class, and then I decided to do pink with my morning block, so block 1, and then I also have blue ones somewhere. Here are my blue ones. Blue is going to be for my block 2 class, which is in the afternoon. And the reason I am painting these, oh, of course it's stuck. Hold on. There we go. That one comes off easy. Okay, so these I've only painted on one side. I need to go back and do the other side, but I'm going to put their name in the middle, and these are going to be my equity sticks. So equity sticks are just sticks that you pick out to make sure that you're calling on students like evenly. And the reason I have one side painted is so, like, let's say the blue side sticks up. After I call on that student, I will flip it, and then I'll easily be able to see which sticks I've pulled out, rather than I used to always like sit the sticks on my desk and then I'd like find them several days later because I forgot to put them back in the jar. This way I can keep the sticks in the jar at this all like at the same time. I don't ever have to actually take them out. I just take it out, read the name, flip it over, and I know who has been called on and who I still need to call on. But yeah, moral of the story, it seemed like a good idea until I got halfway done painting it, didn't finish, and here we are, Thursday night, still not done. Okay, PSA alert, just in case anyone happened to see that last little clip and went, oh, that's a really good idea. No, it wasn't at all, actually, because I'm a really messy painter. And the paint, yeah, it's stuck to all the paper towel. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it right now to like rip off these little pieces of paper towel. I feel so stupid, you guys. Oh, why did I decide to do this? I feel like I'm committed now. Like, I've already torn off all these pink ones, and I took the time to like tear off paper towel, and now I feel like I have to keep going. Like, I cannot quit now. Send help. Hey guys. It's actually working. So I feel so much better now because I thought that I couldn't cut through lamination, and now I feel like an idiot for wasting so much time cutting out by hand all of these stupid letters, but that's okay because I figured it out. So I went with the poster board setting on my Cricut. A lot of you guys have asked me to do like a tutorial video, but obviously because I'm just now finding this out, like I am not an expert with Cricut whatsoever, so I'm probably not the best person to do that. If I teach myself and I become better, like I could definitely do that in the future, but for now, I'm gonna go do a happy dance because my letters are being cut out of lamination by a machine. So last update for the night, A, because my phone is going to die, and B, because my computer battery is running low. It is about 1:45 in the morning, and I'm exhausted. I've been productive, like, I've gotten stuff done. Whoa, look at that white balance happening. I got a lot of stuff done, and I feel good, but at the same time, I'm still sitting here just thinking, like, okay, I have to get to school early, because I have to put, like, all of these labels onto the stuff, and I still have stuff that I have to get ready for tomorrow, and I'm just, I don't know, I'm still overwhelmed, and part of me actually considered pulling an all-nighter because I was like, it's already 1:45. I need to get up at like 5 anyway. Like, what's another couple hours? But then I would like die tomorrow night trying to edit my vlog to have that up for you guys on Saturday. So there's just no way. And I still have to edit that mail haul video. Like, it has not happened, and I don't know, you guys, like I just feel like I'm failing this week. I feel like my teaching has been good, but like the rest of my life is just not. So I'm gonna get to bed and I will check back in with you guys in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. So this is my first time vlogging with my new camera. You guys will have to let me know if you notice a difference. I don't know. So far I like it. Like, I have to get used to the setup of the camera because that's very different, but it's overall lighter than my other camera and the lens does not stick out as far. So I think I'm gonna end up liking it. I'm excited, but I am so tired right now. It's not even funny. I mean, I didn't get to bed until like 2 and then I got up at 6 and I'm just like, not a good idea, Michelle. Don't go back to those bad habits. I'm trying not to do that. I think it's just because it's this first week and I'm trying to focus on my classroom and get that out of the way so after that I can focus solely on planning. It is currently 7:20. I am getting Dunkin' Donuts this morning because it's a Friday and I'm treating myself, and I'm excited because it's a casual day. So I have jeans and then I have my Teach shirt. This is from a company called The Blue Envelope. I will link it for you guys in the description. I'm gonna go get an iced latte. Pumpkin, because pumpkin is back, my friends, at Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't even care how it makes me look. I like it. I enjoyed the taste. I look forward to it every year. Fall is my favorite time. So I'm gonna go get that and then I'll catch up with you guys at school.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced pumpkin latte, please?
Medium pumpkin ice latte, okay. Heavy hour?
Yep, that'll be it.
734.
Thank you. Okay, I wanted to show you all what I got at Target last night. So first of all, I got this just little desk organizer. I think it was like $6 or $7. It's gonna go inside this drawer because right now it's kind of a hot mess in there. This I didn't get at Target. This is from Dollar Tree. It was just sitting in my car because it fell out of the bag last week when I brought them in. Then I got these 3 jars. They're the same as like my lunch count jars that I brought in earlier this week, but these I'm actually going to hang them with command hooks like down this way, so like they'll just be on top of each other, and each different bucket is going to be for one of my like classes for their equity sticks. So like my homeroom class will have their equity sticks, and then my block 1 class, and then my block 2 class, and they're each going to be color coded. Then I got the materials for Saving Fred, which if you have never done Saving Fred and you teach like elementary, I would say 2nd and above. I did it with my 2nd graders and they actually were able to do it and they enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. It's such a fun activity. You can Google it and find, like, I mean, people have been doing this for years, but basically students are going to work in partners and each partner will have a gummy worm. That's Fred. They will have a lifesaver gummy. They'll have a plastic cup and they'll have 4 paper clips. So basically 2 paper clips each. And when you set it up, you put a lifesaver gummy underneath of the cup and then you put a gummy worm on top of the cup. And so the gummy worm is Fred, and basically this is a boat. Fred is trapped out in the water. He flipped over his boat and his life preserver, which is the lifesaver gummy, is trapped underneath of the boat. So students have to use the paper clips to get Fred up, flip over the boat, get the lifesaver onto Fred without touching the boat. Fred or the lifesaver. So it's always just a really fun like team building activity. So I decided I would do that this morning for like kind of like a fun Friday activity. And I wanted to mention briefly, those of you who watched my vlogs last school year, you know that I started doing something that I call the Teacher 3, and I started a hashtag for it on social media, just hashtag the Teacher 3. So the Teacher 3 is basically each week you're gonna do 3 things. One thing for your students, one thing for your classroom, and then one thing for yourself. I know personally that just really helps me kind of prioritize. Like I want to make sure each week I'm doing something for my students, something to help build relationships, something that I know that they're going to enjoy, that they can look forward to. I always want to make sure that I'm making my classroom the best that it can be, so I like to pick one thing each week to focus on. And then I also want to take time for myself, and I want to make sure that I'm treating myself. So for me, that really just helps me kind of prioritize things. If it's something you want to participate in, tons of people have joined me on social media. Just post, I actually have a freebie in my store. I'll link it for you guys down below, but it has like social media images that you guys can use, and you can just like insert pictures into it. That's what I do. So I want to tell you guys what my Teacher 3 is for this week. So first of all, for my students, we're going to do the Saving Fred activity this morning. For my classroom, you guys have seen like I've been just printing labels like there's no tomorrow. So I've been labeling everything, and that's what I did for my classroom this week. And then for myself, I got myself this new camera. So if you're interested in doing this, if you download that freebie, there are like more directions and there's some ideas of things you can do for your students and your classroom and yourself. So I really hope that you guys will join me in this. I always have people asking me like, what's the Teacher 3? What's the Teacher 3? So go download that freebie. It will tell you all about it. Okay, so I actually have to get going to a committee meeting. So on Friday mornings, we have to go to our committees. Our school actually created like a new teacher committee because there's quite a few like new teachers, and I'm actually really happy about that, just because I feel like it'll be a good way to get information just about like the school and the county and curriculum, observations, all that kind of stuff. So I have to go to my committee. I'm gonna try to like sneakily fill this out while I'm there so I don't have to do it when my students are at cultural arts. I have to go through my roster, which is over there, and I have to fill out my students' schedule. So I have to put their name on it and then tell them who their block 1 teacher is and who their block 2 teacher is. So I told you guys that I am loving my class. How sweet was this? In my turn-in bin where my students turn in all of their work, I checked it, and one of my students has been joking with me, and he said like his friend works at a candy factory, and he was like, oh, I can get you chocolate. And so I was like, oh yeah, like we'll talk, we'll get me hooked up. And like, I thought he was joking, and he actually came in and brought me this Reese's today, and it says Happy Friday. Now I think he probably just got it from the store and like said it's from his friend, but that's okay. I will totally take it. By far my favorite candy. And then one of my super sweet girls, actually the same girl who gave me the sunflower, I thought it was on my desk, but actually I took it home. Same girl who gave me the sunflower brought me this. There's just a little card, and it said like, thanks for a great first week, and there's a chocolate bar, and it's dark chocolate, which I absolutely love. So now it is my cultural art time, which is basically my planning time. I have quite a bit to get done, even though it is now my cultural art time, which is my planning time, and I have quite a bit to get done. I'm gonna use these sandwich baggies, and I'm gonna put in there the Lifesaver gummy, the gummy worm, and I'm gonna put it inside of the cup. Oh, and 4 paper clips for each partner, so I need to bag those up. And then not only did I have to make the schedules for my students with their blocks, but I also have to put it on this letter that's gonna go home to their parents. So I have a lot that I need to get done. Alright, it is now lunchtime. So the Saving Fred activity, for the most part, went really, really well. Like, there was a lot of good teamwork. They were cheering each other on. They were really excited when they finally got it. I did have a team like break down in tears because they could not get the Lifesaver on Fred. But it's okay. We persevered. We talked about it. I think it all ended up okay. But I always just love seeing them like trying to figure out. So if you haven't done this with your class, I highly recommend you try it out. Then right before lunch, we did tell our classes, they're like block classes, we gave them a copy of their schedules. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit like kind of on the edge because I'm finally getting to know like my homeroom class, and now I have to get to know like all of these other kids. So it should be interesting. I have a lot of names to learn. Good thing is I do have several of my homeroom kids in my block 1 and my block 2, so that makes it a little bit easier, but fingers crossed that the afternoon goes pretty smoothly. It's a Friday and it's beautiful outside and I have windows open and it feels good. So regardless, I'm in a good mood. I've eaten 3/4 of that chocolate bar that I got this morning. So I'm gonna eat my lunch lunch now, and then I'll catch back up with you guys after. So I don't think I'm really gonna eat lunch today because now I need to go through and I need to put all of my block 1 student names on sticky notes and put them on their desk so they know where to sit, and then put all of my block 2 names on blue sticky notes so they know where to sit, because our blocks have literally changed up until like half an hour ago. So I could not make name tags because they changed on a daily basis. So I'm just gonna do sticky notes, and once we get it figured out for good, then I will end up making name tags. Hey you guys, my first official week of teaching 4th grade is over, and I have to tell you, I'm in love. I know I've always said that 2nd grade is where my heart is, and like I only wanted to teach primary, but now that I'm in upper elementary, I think this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I am in love with the 4th graders. They just get me better. I feel like I can be more myself. You guys know from my videos, I always had people telling me I talk fast, and I said, I know, like that's how I teach too. I teach fast pace. I'm all over the place. I'm standing on chairs, I'm standing on desks, I'm running around the room, and I'm talking fast because it engages my kids, it keeps them interested, I don't know, it just works, and it works better for 4th grade than 2nd grade. Because I even stopped at one point, I was like, am I talking too fast for you guys? And they're like, no, we love it. So you know what, like it's part of who I am, and it's part of my teaching style, and it works so well with like my kids that I have this year. I am in love with all my kids. My homeroom is amazing. Like, I am so incredibly blessed and grateful to have them. Like, I love them to death. I met my block 1 for an hour today and my block 2 for an hour today. They both seem really good. My block 1, they have a little bit more energy, but that's okay. Like, we'll get through it. My block 2, they were awesome, and I was all over the place. So if they can put up with me, like, we're gonna be good. Overall, I just have amazing groups, and I'm excited. I'm so excited for the school year. I'm so excited to take on the challenge of 4th grade, and I'm excited to be in this school and this county. And not that there was anything wrong with my school or my county before. Like, I miss my school. Actually, I was emailing the guidance counselor the other day and I was like, can you give these kids like a hug for me? Like, I really miss them. But I just feel like every teacher kind of has their place, and where I am now, like, I feel like I'm home. Like, I feel like this is my place. This is where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I'm making a difference. I feel like I'm actually teaching. I feel like this is what I want to come to school and do every day for the rest of my life. Like, this is what I envision being a teacher. Being a teacher would be like, this is like my dream come true. As cliche and cheesy as that sounds, like, this is just everything falling into place. This is, I don't know, like, I just step into my classroom, and I loved my classroom before, but it just didn't quite feel like me. But now I walk in here and I'm like, this is my happy place. Like, this is where I want to come to every single day. This is where I want to teach my kids. I'm just so genuinely happy. Like, that's the best way I can put it. I'm so genuinely happy and excited, and I don't know. Yeah, so I will just leave it at that. I have a lot to get done, so I felt bad because my team teachers are like, we're going to happy hour, do you want to come with us? And I was like, I can't. I have a lot of labels to put up my room, and I need to just make sure it's clean and ready to go so I can film my classroom tour, because I told you guys it is going up on Sunday. So even though it's not like 100% done, I don't think our classrooms are ever 100% done. At least I know mine is never 100% done. So I'm just gonna film it the best that I can, and like, stuff that's not done, it's okay. Like, this is real life. This is my real classroom. So you guys will get to see that tomorrow on Sunday, so make sure that you guys check that out. I'm gonna go get to work, and I'll catch up with you guys later on. So I totally forgot to take my camera with me, but I just drove home to get my Keurig because I meant to bring it with me this morning, and I needed to make sure that it was in my classroom tour. So I drove home quickly, grabbed it, and now I'm back at school. Okay, you guys, the last one leaving because yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night. All right, you guys, I'm gonna end this vlog and I'm gonna go on just a slight rant. And I know that this is kind of contradicting the fact, yeah, that sums it up right there. Contradicting the fact that I've had a wonderful week. I've had an amazing week, probably the best like first week of school that I've ever had. But right this second, like, here's how I'm feeling. I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, I'm starving. Just to sum it up. So you guys know I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. I didn't leave school until 9 o'clock. I have eaten a yogurt. That's all I've eaten today because I had to skip lunch because I was trying to get the post-it notes put on their desks for my block. And I didn't have dinner because I was working all night in my classroom, and it took longer than I thought to like get all the labels put on stuff and get it ready for my tour. But there were still little things in my tour that like weren't done, and that's frustrating. I was rushing through my tour and talking super fast and like not being as descriptive as I would have liked because I was worried the janitors were gonna come and kick me out any minute because it was 9 o'clock at night. So I'm just frustrated. You know, and it's currently like 9:30, so Billy and I are gonna go out and grab like a bite to eat because obviously I'm starving, and then we'll probably get back by like, I don't know, 10:15, 10:45, 10:30, somewhere within there. You guys can tell I'm tired. I still have to edit my vlog, this vlog that you are currently hopefully watching, before I go to bed, and then it's like tomorrow I have to edit the classroom tour, I have to film the intro and outro of the classroom tour, I have to edit the mail haul, which has to go up next week, and I still have to plan for next week. So yeah, I'm loving my class. I'm loving 4th grade. I'm loving my school. But right now I'm just like, holy crap. And I don't know why I'm so blue right now. I think it's because like the TV projecting on me. Besides that, I'm gonna try to like be positive again. Overall, like message that I hope people get from this video: do not be afraid to change grade levels. I know it's scary when you're used to a certain grade level and you think that that's a grade level that you've always wanted to teach, and you think it's at the grade level that you want to teach the rest of your life, and then suddenly you change grade levels and you're like, I don't like this at all. Don't be afraid of it, because changing grade levels for me, I think was one of the best decisions I ever made, because I thought that I always wanted to be a 2nd grade teacher, and now I'm teaching 4th and I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I've never felt more sure of something than I have right now. Another message of this video is just, I guess, just don't be afraid of change in general. You know, changing districts and changing schools terrified me because I felt very comfortable at my old school, or at least I was like starting to feel really comfortable. But I've been at my new school for, I guess, technically 2 weeks if you count the teacher week, and I already feel so at home. Their staff is just such a big family, and just, I don't know, I just feel like it feels right. And I don't know how to describe that, but it's just a gut feeling. I feel like this will be the school that I teach at, you know, for the rest of my teaching career. And that's a really, really good feeling. I know that I will be happy at this school, like, for decades, so long as nothing changes, like admin doesn't change and all that. Like where I am right now, I love it. I love the grade level. I love my kids. I love my team teachers. I love my admin. I love everything. And hopefully you guys aren't discouraged by that, because I know you guys a lot of times liked my old vlogs because I was like having a really rough class and all that, and you could relate to that. But hopefully you find this like motivational, like how happy I am. And you know what, if you're not this happy, then something's wrong, because that's what I've realized from this week. Like teaching isn't supposed to be, I mean, it's hard, like don't get me wrong, but it's not supposed to be that hard, and it's not supposed to make you that unhappy. And if you are that unhappy, then something's not right. Either you're not in the right grade level, you're not in the right school, you're not in the right district, you're not with the right like teammates, something. But teaching should not make you feel the way I felt last school year, I guess. And hopefully, I'm sure someone will end up taking this the wrong way and I'll have like a mean comment about it. And I'm just gonna delete it because I'm not in the mood for that, because I am so on cloud 9 with just my situation and everything in general. I'm in love with it. And if you're not in love with your job, then change something, fix something. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but change something. Because when you feel as good as I do, suddenly you're like, this is exactly what I spent my entire life preparing for. This is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, and this is exactly how I dreamed of it being. Okay, I'm gonna end this vlog because Billy's like standing in front of me, and I'm starving and I'm super tired and I just have a ton of stuff to do. So my mail haul video, because I told you it was gonna go up on Tuesday, and then I was like, it's gonna go up on Friday, and I still have not edited it because I haven't had time. I will have it up for you guys next week. I'm sorry that I had to postpone it, like I'm so sorry, but real life got in the way and I just could not physically or mentally get it done. So it will be up next week. I'm also going to do an Instagram live, and I talk about it in the mail haul video, so you'll get more information on that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please, 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 please give it a thumbs up, engage with me, tell me that you like it, leave a comment, tell me something positive going on in your life, anything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. Tomorrow, you guys will see my classroom tour, which you guys have asked about for a really long time, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. So peace out. I'm gonna go stuff my face with some food and edit and go to bed. Thank you for watching. As always, I love you all so much. Don't forget to think positive, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video and for supporting my YouTube channel. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. If you want to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right up here. The links to my social media sites and my Teachers Pay Teacher store are in the description box for you, along with my PO box if you are interested. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.